Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Disney Fairy Tale Weddings. This is obviously a reality show series. I'm not sure if it was originally like on Freeform or whatever, um, but yeah, it's a it's a reality show. People get very at Disney properties or Disney sponsored adventures and things like that. It's 2 seasons. The episodes range between like 36 and 43 minutes each. It's from 2017. It's hosted by a couple themselves, Twitch and Allison, I guess. I honestly, sorry guys, I don't know who they are, but they're very personable, very energetic, and very goofy, funny to introduce the segments. There's usually about two stories, two couples um, per episode, and I watched 2 episodes. I watched the first and the last because the first one took place in Disney World and Epcot Center. I decided I'm gonna look for another one that takes place at Disneyland because that's my park. That's the one I get to go to the most. So yeah, I had to pick the very last episode of season two. And I'm sure there's others between there, but they go to all over the place. There's Olani. There's even one of the Disney Vacation groups in the episode I watched. Send everybody to Greece to have their 25th anniversary. So it's not just about proposals and weddings and things like that. There's anniversary adventures and things that take place throughout some of the episodes. They try to spice it up, try to change things up here and there because it can't be. Every episode can't be a wedding in front of the castle every single time. So the first one involves two couples. One is an Orlando couple, so odds are you're gonna find somebody who wanted to be a Disney princess when she grew up, and have a wedding in front of the castle. Both of them grew up at Disney, going to Disney, I should say. They're more than likely they're annual pass holders. But yeah, they had everything all planned out by the Disney planners. They had it right there on Main Street, about 3/4 of the way down. It's the depth of Disney World versus Disneyland is so very different, and so yeah, it's technically in front of the castle, but not right in front of the castle. They're still pretty much on Main Street, where they had the ceremony, and yeah, it was glorious. It was just gorgeous, with the lighting, and they had their own. They have this projection light show and fireworks that they have in front of the castle, and of course, all these take place at nighttime after the park's closed. So I don't know about Disney World. I mean, Disneyland and California Adventure sometimes can close early. Disney World, there's such a humongous tourist flow that I don't know how much earlier they can usually close that park. I imagine it's usually open till at least midnight. And from the way it sounded, because they had connections to the local weatherman or whatever, and Florida, it could rain at any moment and be gone the next. Um, they had called the weatherman, and he's like, "Hey, it looks like it's gonna rain all the way till midnight." Like they couldn't just watch his thing. So I'm getting the impression that their wedding was set up to happen sometime after midnight on the East Coast. It's a kind of crazy time for everybody to be up and sitting through a wedding. And they only had a small group, maybe about 50 people or so. But yeah, it was interesting. I can't say that I wouldn't have a wedding at Disney if I got the opportunity. It would be Disneyland, of course, and it would probably be Galaxy's Edge. Hey, ladies, he's single. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm sure. I think somebody already has gotten married there. I could be wrong. Maybe it's on a future episode of the weddings show here, Fairy Tale Weddings. We'll see. But they do make a lot of dreams come true. In fact, some they don't even plan on. They surprise a couple with. The other couple in the first episode, it's a couple from New York, a guy from New York and a girl from Chicago. They got to know each other through playing hockey and battling each other in different teams, and eventually joined the same team and started a life together. And being big hockey fans, they Disney is a big deal to them. Obviously, they all flew down to Florida. He hit the guy is Chinese, and in order to honor his Chinese heritage and everything else, especially with his parents there, they had a tea ceremony in the Chinese pavilion land at Epcot Center, and had a whole the big ceremony right there. The dancing lion bringing the rings out, and so that was really cool. Just so beautifully lit and put together. And then the big surprise at the very end is that they had the Stanley Cup show up. Like the Stanley Cup, it's an inanimate object, but still, for hockey fans to have that sitting at your wedding reception is as a centerpiece, kind of mind blowing. I mean, I'm not a big sports guy, but I know enough hockey to know that that's a big freaking deal. It's yeah. Nerds might be say, oh, it's the Infinity Gauntlet, or the R2D2 or something. It's the actual R2D2 to actually be there. Stanley Cup is for hockey nerds. So yeah. Then the last episode that I watched, which took place in Disneyland, two couples. One actually didn't take place at Disneyland at all. It took their vacation adventures kind of thing. A couple who had met in Greece. They were given a chance to go back to Greece and have an all expense paid trip to have it, of course, filmed as they were there. With their son involved, who is a fashion designer, and he made his mom's dress for their big special anniversary dinner. The thing is, they didn't know that they were going to have all of their family, or all, I guess, close family, show up and join them for the big to-do in Greece, in Athens. And it's the city and everything around it is so freaking gorgeous. But yeah, it's one of the many different adventure travel services that Disney provides. But the big score for me, the one that related to me, was the land that I spend a lot of my time in, is California Adventure. They actually set it up so that they could get in early. Like, how does she not know that this is a setup? And he stands at a certain spot, and people are starting to circle around. I don't know. He proposes, and she's in shock. These are reality shows. I understand this. Maybe she absolutely was shocked, or she's just a bad actor. I don't know. But, yes. These are reality shows. So the first thing, the rule in reality shows is that nothing is real, for the most part. This guy's tears are definitely real. He's broken up about... there's a lot. The couple went through a lot to get there. And the weird thing is they're right in my neighborhood. They actually live... they live here in the Beach Cities area. And honestly, I probably passed some on the street just today, driving to the post office. So it's just... Wait, not the post office. Wouldn't have been today. But to the store, going to the store. We probably shop at the same Target. That's kind of the weird thing. So yeah, it's they get to have they close California Adventure. They have it in front of the big body of water at Pixar Pier, and they have the World of Color lights up and projecting their names across it. And they have a little struggle having kids at first, but they have a little girl as part of their lives now, and she it was past her bedtime, so she got to sleep back at the hotel room. But for them and their family and friends, it was a big to do. And that Jason Derulo something. Sorry, I'm old and I don't know his name either. But yeah, he performed at their wedding, and they were all very surprised and into it, and it was very cool. So yeah, these are all like big to do wedding things, and yeah, you're gonna get a little choked up about humanity. It's been a very emotional week on Disney Plus for me, between this and Hamilton. But yeah, you get a little choked up at people's confessions of love. Even some of it is very staged. Confessions of love and adoration. It's kind of very cool, and the whole wedding thing, and it's all and there's people in there in context that brought them together, and just that kind of stuff. It's all very sweet and heartbreaking. But for me, mostly it's heartbreaking because this is an eye into looking at the parks again that we cannot currently see. We cannot currently visit here, at least here in California. Florida, you guys, but stay safe. California, we got Downtown Disney open. That's it, and that may not last for much longer. So, as I'm recording this anyway, I'm dying to get back, and this is like a neat little window looking at the world that I can't experience anymore. So that for me, that's a little bit exciting for me and heart wrenching to watch. But yeah, it's without all the tropes of reality shows, I think I'd enjoy this a whole lot more. By the way, there are other shows in Disney Plus that do focus on the parks exclusively and don't have a wedding over top of them, so I can watch those. But it hasn't come up in the randomizer yet, so I'm gonna have to wait. Yeah, I liked it, but yeah, it's not the thing I'm gonna finish or anything because unless there's an episode in the future that does have Star Wars or Marvel Land, which hasn't opened yet and hasn't been finished, and by the way, should have been open by this week had a pandemic hadn't taken over the world. I'd be in Marvel Land right now. I'd be in Avengers Campus right now. But I'm here with you instead, which is great. So we're going to pick tomorrow's Disney Plus Everyday Challenge episode. Here we go. 577. Who could that be? 577. Okay, well, it's definitely in the thes. I knew that much. But I'm not sure I know what this is. It's a movie. And maybe you'll have to tell me. Maybe this is one of your old favorites. I have no idea. But it's the Castaway Cowboy. Castaway Cowboy. I wonder if Tom Hanks is in it. Seems like two of his major roles wrapped into one. Castaway. Woody. Yeah. Anyway, we'll find out tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. We'll talk to you then. Bye.